Stay with me, remain here with me, watch and pray, watch and pray. Stay with me, remain here with me, watch and pray, watch and pray. Stay with me, remain here with me, watch and pray, watch and pray. Stay with me, remain here Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion. Blow in the wind, rise in the sea. Move in the hand, giving life the shape of justice. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me. She comes sailing on the wind, her wings flashing in the sun. On a journey just begun, she flies on. And in the passage of her flight, her song rings out through the night. Full of laughter, full of might, she flies on. She comes sailing on the wind, her wings flashing in the sun. On her journey just begun, she flies on. And in the passage of her flight, her song rings out through the night. Full of laughter, full of light, she flies on. Stay with me, remain here with me, watch and pray,
Good morning and welcome. Welcome to this Sunday morning, a time to be in community with each other here in this room and also wherever you happen to be joining us from today. We are glad to be the community of SSUC, spiritual seekers, united in community. And that is what we are, regardless of who we are, where we come from, our experience, our past spirituality, our current path, no matter our sexual orientation, our gender identity, no matter our age, our stage, our ability. We are here and able to call ourselves community, and we welcome you to this experience today. Today is a special day because in our series that we're currently engaged in, entitled I Once Believed, Reframing a Traditional Christian Past, we have the great honor and privilege to hear from our sister community, SSUC-Saskatoon. They have planned and are going to lead us in our experience today. Often it's Saskatoon that sees what we're doing here in Edmonton and kind of watches through the screen. And we'll have a little bit of a role reversal today. We, in this room, get to experience, like Saskatoon often does, their leadership as we participate in that through our screen. For those of you at home, you might see little difference, but you'll experience Saskatoon giving their wonderful leadership to us today. So I do welcome you, and glad to be in community with all of you today. We have an opportunity to say hello to a few Saskatoon folks right now, and if, as I say, this is a new technology upgrade for us in the last 4 or 5 months, and so this is one of the first times that we're joining Saskatoon live in a way that they can join us on our live stream and live here in person. So. Do we have Saskatoon there? Hey, hello, Saskatoon. Hello.
Hi. Good morning.
Good morning.
We are saying good morning to you. I don't know if you can hear us, but we are so glad that you could be with us and help us, lead us through this experience today. I'm just wondering, we started the day really sunny and the clouds. Can you see the sun over there in Saskatoon?
Yes, we can.
It's
amazing. That's great. So, you folks, we're going to hear a lot more from you as the morning goes on. But you gathered in person for the first time on last Sunday at St. Andrew's in Saskatoon. And so, for those of you who were there, how was that for you? We're curious.
It was excellent. It just is so lovely to be able to see people in person. You get that feeling of community again, and it was wonderful. And it's always good to see you guys out there too. It's so nice to see people in your space, and we in our space. We feel very together then.
Amazing. Thanks, Debbie. Judy, did you have a similar experience?
I wasn't able to be there, unfortunately.
Well, that's kind of the way things are for all of us, isn't it? Some of us can be in person, Some of us join online, and we're used to that, and we've become accustomed to kind of community wherever we are. So that's really great. You've put together a gathering for us this morning called Music in Transition, and we know that we're going to hear more music from you as we experience this gathering, and we can't wait to hear from Nefesh Spirit and from all of you who participated. So if we don't get a chance to say it afterward, thank you for all of the work that you've put in and for letting us and helping us go through this experience with you this morning.
It's been great.
We're glad to share with you.
See you later.
Okay.
Bye.
We have an opportunity to light our candle, whether we're here in Edmonton, in Saskatoon, whether we're at home. We've always lit our candle wherever we are to kind of solidify us as community, whether we're close or far. And we light our candle now. We light this candle recognizing we are one community. Not just as SSUC, but we are one Earth community, connected in so many ways to so many people, to all creatures, and to our planet. And we recognize that this light reminds us of that oneness and that connection. So back to Saskatoon, and here is Carolyn with a Indigenous and cultural introduction to a moment for us.
We acknowledge with sincere gratitude that being in Saskatoon and Edmonton, we live on Treaty 6 territory and the homeland Métis. In addition to this land acknowledgement, we would like to also offer a cultural acknowledgement. Our cultural acknowledgement today is an Indigenous teaching from Chief Cadmus Delorme of Cowassess First Nation in southeastern Saskatchewan. This is an excerpt from his session presented at the Threads Conference in January 2022, entitled Truth and Reconciliation, Strengthening Relationships with Indigenous Peoples.
Indigenous ideology is not about Canada taking an entirely different direction. Many people love living in this country. Many new Canadians love coming to Canada. But Indigenous ideology was never really accepted, nor did it ever really seep through what Canada has been creating on top of what Indigenous people have always had and tried to share. It is now time that we do that. Like the legendary story, that is just a little glimpse of how beautiful this world could look when we really accept Indigenous ideology into our normal lives living in a country we call Canada. This country is resetting itself right now, and we got to utilize our momentum. It's not that, Canada must accept one or the other. We can coexist together. And that is what is beautiful about Indigenous ideology. Indigenous people, as one Indigenous person, I am a Canadian, but I'm also a First Nation person. I have what you call dual citizenship in this country. There's nothing wrong with that. All that means is because of a treaty, because of us coexisting together, I have a Canadian passport. I go shopping. I do all the things every Canadian does. But because I'm a lineage of the First People, I am also have rights as First People. There's nothing wrong with that. That's something that we must not shy away from, but we must learn more. I'm going to end you with this. One more legendary story to give us more hope looking forward. This is the legendary story of the hummingbird. One day, this lightning struck a tree, and this tree started on fire. This hummingbird was sitting on another tree, and she watched it. And without thinking and even considering not to help, this hummingbird seen a water a long ways away, so she swung down, picked up water in her beak, and went all the way back and spit on this tree, the little water she can hold. All afternoon, this hummingbird did this. Many of us are hummingbirds. She didn't think of herself, she just thought of the greater purpose of making sure that tree's fire could be outed with her help. This raven was sitting on the tree watching this hummingbird go back and forth. And sometimes in our lives we have ravens too. And finally this raven told the hummingbird, "Why are you even trying? You're not going to out the fire." And this hummingbird, on her way back to get more water without losing her breath, she said, "I may not out the fire, but every time I pick up water, I make a little difference." We need a lot of hummingbirds in this country to make a little difference so that our children and children yet unborn can have a brighter future. And I guarantee you with that, we will be the greatest country in this world. I thank you very much for letting me share a few words with you. And Acknowledgment, thank you very much.
Oh, great earth, so green and so blue, this is the promise that I'll make to you, to care for your animals, for animals can hear the rhythm of your heartbeat. Oh, great earth, so green and so blue, this is the promise that I'll make to you, to care for your waters, for waters can hear the rhythm of your heartbeat. Oh, great earth, so green and so blue, this is the promise that I'll make to you, to care for your children, for children can hear the rhythm of your heartbeat. Your children can hear the rhythm of your heartbeat. Animals can hear the rhythm of your heartbeat.
The Time for All Ages selection this week speaks of change. There's a need for change within many of us, be it our spiritual beliefs, our personal mores, or speaking up for social justice. Amanda Gorman, a National Youth Poet Laureate, encourages us to sing along to change because it sings inside each of us. Here's Amanda reading her newest book, Change Things, with illustrations by Lauren Long.
Hi, I'm Amanda Gorman, and here's a sneak peek of my new book, Change Sings. I can hear change humming in its loudest, proudest song. I don't fear change coming, and so I sing along. I scream with the sky's red and blue streamers. I dream with the cries of tried and true dreamers. I'm a chant that rises and rings. There is hope where my change sings. Though some don't understand it, those windmills of mysteries, I sing with all the planet in its hills of histories. I hum with 100 hearts, each of us lifting a hand. I use my strength and my smarts, take a knee to make a stand. I'm bright as the light each day brings. There is love where my change sings. I show others tolerance, though it might take some courage. I don't make a taller fence, but fight to build a better bridge. I talk not only of distances from where and how we came, I also walk our differences to show we are the same. I'm a movement that roars and rings. There's a wave where my change sings. Change sings where? There, inside me, because I'm the change I want to see. As I grow, it grows like seeds. I am just what the world needs. I'm the voice where freedom rings. You're the love your bright heart brings. We are the wave starting to spring, for we are the change we sing. We're what the world is becoming, and we know it won't be long. We all hear change strumming. Won't you sing along?
And may we be part of the change. May we have the courage to sing for the change we need and the change that the world needs. Like the hummingbird in Chief Delorme's teaching, we can make a difference.
No road takes us to a sure place. If we have been there before, what we remember of it may have changed. People moved away, buildings altered. What we will remember holds us in the moment of time we last experienced the reality of the place. But even should the walls remain in place, the trees around be strong and yet as broad, the people unchanged from when we last arrived, the places of our hearts know new terrain, and we who carry it within us will see with different eyes. May we be open to what our eyes tell us of our lives, not just of places well known and loved, but of new land, new discoveries, new places of the heart.
Lay your burdens down, sing your own life's part, and there where your treasure lies, there is your heart. Lay your burdens down, sing your own life's part, and there where your treasure lies, there is your heart. Laughing in low
spring hovers on the city corners, waiting for change to sweep her away and create a new place. She waits down by the lakeshore, the ice pushing up and out, waiting to be swept further out into the depths. The breaking up so deafening that we clutch our ears to ease the fleeting pain that passes through us. Tomorrow, the trees will bend in the light wind, and for a while the sun will be warm on our backs, soothing us into another moment of hope, another moment when we have opportunity to create goodness in our lives, for ourselves and for others. May we know what we need in the springtime of this year, and may we create those desires into our church lives.
Cosmologist and physicist Brian Swimme tells a story of a conversation he had with Thomas Berry, the historian and world religion scholar. He was working his way through a Greek salad at a Broadway diner in New York when Thomas suddenly said, "You scientists have this stupendous story of the universe that breaks outside of all previous cosmologies, but you miss its significance when you see it only from a quantitative mode. You fail to hear its music. That's what the spiritual traditions can provide. Tell the story, but tell it with a feel for its music." Have you ever noticed that one of the core foundations of any spiritual tradition is the music? When you enter any church, synagogue, mosque, temple, drum circle, spiritual gathering, you will hear their version of the creation story, that story that guides their understanding of who they are, why they are here, and what they hold to be sacred. You will be flooded with music that is distinctive to their expression of that creation story. The music makes them feel at home, within themselves and together as a community. In our tradition, most of this music spoke of a God who was Savior, Redeemer, Provider, the God of historical understanding, and we were to worship him. The definition of music is sounds combined to produce beauty of form, harmony, and expression of emotion. Our traditional language sort of missed the boat, as it was hierarchical, paternalistic, elitist, exclusionary, and interventionist, which seldom touches our emotions. Rather than the language, what brought emotion and stirred the soul for us then were beautiful harmonies.
O God, we come. O God, we go.
Plato wrote that music gives a soul to the universe, describing the depth and breadth of emotion that music evokes for the human spirit and perhaps beyond. Even for those of us who do not have a gift for singing well, it draws us inward. It draws us together. Be it songs about love or loss, joy or sorrow, gratitude or anger, hope or anguish. The peace, O God, we call still touches us deeply in its harmony and its beauty. It speaks of yearning for God. That yearning is still present for us. Indeed, it can be quite visceral, but the God language no longer fits. To remain relevant, the music of our spiritual traditions has had to shift and change with the times and with our deepening understanding of spirit and all that connects us. Sometimes those shifts and changes have been welcome, but other times they are painful. Sharon validates these chaotic feelings that we must experience in time of change in her metaphor of ice breaking up in spring. She writes, "We are waiting to be swept further out into the depths, the breaking up so deafening that we clutch our ears to ease the fleeting pain that passes through us. That pain is part of the process of moving towards spring." Our Saskatoon congregation Miwasset Valley and our vocal quintet Nefesh Spirit experienced springtime at various times and in various ways as we traveled along the crooked road of change.
Turnstiles and crooked miles mark the road home, and travel seems aimless when all on my own. But answers are many and questions too few on the path that would have me believe that it leads straight to you.
As our spiritual journey unfolded, we found ourselves exploring a path of questioning and rethinking many of the traditional understandings and beliefs we thought we held. The importance of language became so paramount that we began looking with new eyes at the lyrics of the songs we wanted to sing. We realized that to sing with integrity meant so much more than just singing beautiful harmonies. The lyrics had to match our changing understandings and perceptions. This opened a whole new and exciting world to us. We discovered many new songwriters whose songs we could sing with integrity. Though many songs that we used to sing were discarded, there were some that still held great potential, and the harmonies were too beautiful to lose. So we began rewriting lyrics to make them less theistic, more inclusive, more expansive. We began contacting songwriters and lyricists for permission, and in doing so, forged new relationships with them. It was exciting and encouraging to have conversations with them and to share spiritual journeys with each other. At the same time as this was happening, Wynne and Bob Thompson found themselves on a parallel journey around language, theology, and music. Following attendance at a National Progressive Christianity conference, they became editors for the organization's journal Progressions, giving Bob the opportunity to freely express new perspectives, things he had not felt free to say from the pulpit.
To share a few thoughts with you about music in my life. My husband, Bob, died in the spring of 2017 after almost 4 years of treatment for leukemia. Just 3 days before his death, Nefesh Spirit came to our home to sing their comforting and calming words and harmonies. It was a very special experience for us. Bob had been at a low ebb, but the musical blessing of these friends awakened something in him. He became talkative with the group. He had an animated conversation, reminiscing about his years in ministry. And he even told some humorous stories. He was really back to his own self for a time. It was amazing to see that happen. We were so grateful to these friends who made time in their busy schedules to come and minister to us. I claimed another musical blessing when Christopher New published his collection of songs. Chris's beautiful music and John Oldham's wonderful words, "We will sing through our tears," became a comforting and inspiring song for me. Even now, when I sit down at my piano, I usually go to that music to sing and play. Thank you, Chris. It's almost 4 years since Nefesh Spirit welcomed me as a new member to the group. It has brought new focus and fun and fellowship to my life. Creating harmonies with these exceptional women and feeling the strong bonds as we make music together has really helped me find my way forward. The next words you will hear are from the Servant Song, and they really describe the way we feel about each other.
We are pilgrims on a journey, fellow travelers on the road. We are here to help each other walk the mile and bear the load. Sister, let me be your servant. Let me be as Christ to you. Pray that I may have the grace to let you be my servant too. I will hold the Christ light for you in the night time of your fear. I will hold my hand out to you, speak the peace you long to hear. I will weep when you are weeping, when you laugh, I'll laugh with you. I will share your joy and sorrow till we've seen this journey through. When we sing to God in heaven, we shall find such harmony. Born of all we've known together, of Christ's love and agony.
Brian Swim spoke of the powers of the universe. One of those, allurement, is that energy of attraction that we intuitively feel and know at a very young age without having words. Preschoolers, for example, play with train sets with cars that are drawn together with magnets. They feel the resistance to connection of the cars when they're lined up backwards, and then the invisible but real attraction of the cars to each other when one car is turned around. They snap together without human effort. In school, we soon learned of the gravitational energy that holds lettuce plants in the garden, massive trees solidly rooted in the forest, and us to this planet. The needle in the compass in our canoe feels magically drawn towards the north. Chemical elements are attracted to each other and join together as something new.
Allurement has always struck me as being connected to music somehow, particularly harmony singing. I believe that this power of the universe that Brian Swim tells us about is present in music, in the effect the sounds have on us. That pull, that attraction, that allurement is working on us between the notes, between the musicians, and between the musicians and the listeners. A friend of ours has described her experience of listening to us sing, saying to us actually that she's reluctant to express it, as it sounds even to her a bit crazy. But what she says she experiences when we sing is a need to look away from us, because it feels so open, that we are so open, that she will whoosh into us. She says when it happens, it is so incredibly intimate and powerful that watching us seems intrusive and invasive. She says there is this sense of merging, that form and boundaries are not present. Allurement. This is allurement. We feel it when we sing harmony together. The notes we share pull towards each other as we attune the chord. In fact, we have this sense of leaning into each other as we sing and leaning into the instruments that are being played. We yearn to edge into that goodness that Sharon spoke of, like trees bending in the wind, or bodies arching towards the soothing warmth of the sun on our backs.
Well, when I began to think about allurement and reframing around our ongoing music and spiritual journey, I really found myself in northern Saskatchewan in 1999, lying on the rocks at Nut Point with a group of wonderful women on a canoe retreat. We were beside a still lake, bathed by the forest and the moonlight. The sounds and music of nature were all around us, if we listened. The melody of the birds, the insects, the wind flying through the trees, making them bend and stretch and arch. The sound of water lapping on the bow of that old aluminum canoe or roaring over the white water. The pull of nature was everywhere. How could we not sing? We sang around the campfire, in our canoes, we sang swimming, we sang on the rocks, we danced and performed dramas. Music and nature spiritually bound us. 1999 was our initial Nefesh canoe trip. Over the next 20 years, a group of women, initially from Mewasan Valley United Church and later other friends, spent retreat time in the wilderness to rest, to reflect, to sing, to question, and to continue our journey in the arms of nature. How life-giving. We always talked about ways to bring Nefesh home, and each of us made a conscious effort to carry this out. We had mini retreats, we presented a service to the congregants, and we shared our music. Our vocal group, Nefesh Spirit, evolved from that first canoe retreat together. 5 of us began to sing weekly with no expectations. But we have continued to carve out time in our lives for all these years to share our love of harmonic singing, drama, and each other. I think that we'd all agree with Dawn that it is always deeply soul-filling, life-giving, a very sacred time. It feels like prayer. I feel it is my way of continuing this journey of questioning and yearning, reconnecting with my spirit, bringing Nefesh home.
Thanks, Deb, for the memories of that night at Nut Point where we sang while the Northern Lights danced. I think for me, that was allurement to connect music to a journey of discovery. I feel like the little baby sister that is one step behind the sisters, yearning to be like them, but not quite getting it. And my spiritual journey has not come easy to me. And I feel like I'm in a deep hole, lost in what I really feel and believe, except for when I'm singing. It's the music and the connection that I feel. And I don't know what it is or what I would call it. It's something that's greater than myself, greater than the five of us, and greater than those who listen. When we sing together, we like to sing so that we can see each other, not just hear each other, but feel our presence together. It's an intimate connection that draws me in and that it transfers out to those that are part of it with us. We may be the ones that are voicing the words and echoing the harmony, but everyone who is there with us is a part of this intimate connection. To look around the room and to be drawn into the hearts, into the inner connection of someone who is not only listening with their ears, but with their whole being, and is a part of that experience, the allurement. We are drawn together by music, and the spiritual journey begins.
Both in and beyond this pandemic, we continuously yearn to sing as a group and in community, seeking and experiencing that allurement which is integral to who we are. Although we may no longer sing, "O God We Call," we continue to discover in community at SSUC and as a singing group, pieces that draw us together to the very core of our beings. The power of allurement that drew the stars together is working in us. We don't need to create allurement. We already embody it. Within that embodiment, may we all find grace, peace, and freedom on our journey.
I wish you grace in this moment. I wish you peace in this moment. I wish you love in this moment. I wish you freedom. I wish you grace in this moment. I wish you peace in this moment. I wish you love in this moment. I wish you freedom. I wish you grace in this moment. I wish you peace in this moment. I wish you love in this moment. I wish you freedom.
In silence, we open our hearts to the whisper of holiness. Chords of music fill us with deep reverence for the wonders we see and know in creation. The rhythms of life come constant to us through the blessing of music and steady our pulse. Let us overflow with the gift of past and present and feel the sacred in each note, each chord, each harmony of life.
Listen in the silence. Listen in the noise. Listen for the sound of the Spirit's voice.
Next, please join Tom in reading the following words by Greta Vosper to strengthen our intentions towards ever-changing understanding and perspectives. The story of our faith is familiar.
The story of our faith is familiar. It gives us the feeling of home. Each character, element, word, a welcome reminder of whence we have come. Yet we feel the surge of curiosity captivate us as we explore beyond the tale we tell so well. May our hearts be worthy of the quest for adventure. May our minds be up to the challenge of the task. And as life sifts us through yet another telling, may we find the newness of the tale another home. As we travel, might we remember we are not alone, for we journey together in the spirit of love.
I just want to thank everyone who participates in donating to the work and the life of SSUC. Nothing happens without the people power and the resources and the donations that come from you. So thank you so much for that. If you want to donate today and you're in this room, there's a box at the back that will accept your donations. Of course, you can donate online by e-transfer or by mail, any of those ways. And David is here today to sell grocery cards if that is a way that you'd like to support the church, because we receive a portion of every one of those purchases of grocery cards that you can use at your favorite grocery store. So we'll hear a closing song from Nefesh Spirit, a song that helps us move into their message of allurement, the attraction, the music that transitions us into a place of spirit and meaning. Here's Nefesh Spirit again.
Every time I feel this way, this old familiar sinking, I will lay my troubles down by the water, where the river will never run It's been said, and I do believe, as you ask, so shall you receive. So take from me these troubles, bring me sweet release, where the river will never run dry. Hallelujah. With the knowingness of my highest good, I am willing, I will do my part, where the river will never run dry. Hallelujah. I'm gonna let myself be lifted. I'm gonna let myself be lifted. I'm gonna let myself be lifted. By and by I will lay my troubles down by the water, where the river will never run dry. Where the river will never run dry. This river will never run dry.
We wish that Saskatoon folks were here with us, that we could give a big thank you to. And they aren't here collectively, but Kathy Daneko is. Kathy's here from Saskatoon, so we have a chance to, in person, say thank you to them for all of their work and all of their singing that brings such gift to us. Thank you, Kathy. As we move from this time, we recognize that we are connected in so many ways, through music, through words, through all kinds of different ways, through our care for each other, through our connection as residents of this beautiful planet. And so whether we go today to attend an AGM, whether we go into this beautiful day to experience nature, whether we go to have a nap, whatever it is we do, may we go feeling the light of spirit within us, and may a melody rest in your heart, whatever that might be, to keep you going and to see you through. In spirit we go.
Circling